Hey, what's up, stringlings? Today we're going to take a look at a very funky little pedal from Sonicake, the Wave Crush. Let's check it out. Sonicake approached me to do a little demo of this pedal. You can see it's over here on the desktop, which I'll put in the insert. And it's a very funky, very cool little pedal. It's a special effect. It's not something you would normally keep on your board, although I am actually considering putting it on my board because I've used it in a couple of songs. And it's unusual because it isn't a distortion effect. It isn't an overdrive. It isn't a modulation effect. It's a wave crusher. It's a waveform crusher. So what it does is it actually takes the waveform of your guitar and it crunches it into a lower resolution sound. So where we're used to recording at a certain level or hearing at a certain level, this pedal actually crunches it down into like a 16 or an 8-bit sound. So something you'd be more familiar with from like your old Atari or Nintendo systems, which gives it a really cool kind of niche effect that I think works really, really well in certain types of rock contexts. And I think you could use it as a kind of a lo-fi filter. We're going to play around with it a little bit. I'm not going to get into a ton of the details about it, but if you come back over to the insert, you can see we've got, this is the crush knob. So this determines how much the waveform is being crunched. This little switch flips between what's basically FM radio, right? And then normal. I don't know what a normal crunched wave sounds like. Okay, sorry. And then gramo, which is a gramophone or like a vinyl record type lo-fi. It has a mix control and a bit depth control, which helps you to adjust between just how much you're kind of crunching that sound down. So I'm going to grab a guitar. I'm going to use the Donner DST 400 because it's got a nice clean sound. And I'm going into the Neural DSP archetype Corey Wong just on a default clean setting as well. And I'll explain one of the reasons why I'm doing this with a clean tone as just to really get the punch of the effect itself. And then later on down the line, when I get some more stuff rigged up here, I'll do some kind of in-mix demos. But right now I just want to give you an idea of what this pedal sounds like and how cool it is to actually use, because it's just a really neat effect. So let's switch over to the guitar. Okay, so I've got my guitar set up, and as I said, I'm using the Neural DSP Corey Wong amp sim. It's a very clean sound, very clean solid state amp. Nothing too fancy about it. I'm sticking with the humbucker pickup for now on the guitar, just to get that as much fullness to the sound as we can. Kind of cool, right? Okay, I love this guitar, by the way, so always check. There's always a link to this guitar. I think everybody should grab one. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to turn the crush all the way down, and we're going to click this on. We'll hear the thump. There it is. Okay, and right now I've got the mix kind of at about it's about 2 o'clock, and I'm flipped all the way down to the gramophone setting, and this is what it sounds like. So it has a kind of a chorusy effect to it, right? But you hear that kind of lo-fi waver. So if we turn the bit rate up to, I'm going to do about 11 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. Let's see. Now already you can hear that crackle. So it has almost like a clipping effect. Right? It's kind of weird, right? Watch what happens when we turn the crush knob up. You hear how much it's crushing that waveform, right? So we can go somewhere in between. It's cool, right? It's just such a cool effect. And we turn this all the way up, it's just going to be raunchy as heck, right? So it really sounds like it's just breaking up on the bottom end. Just a lot of kind of stereo amp distortion, the old hi-fi not working properly. It gives you some really cool density, I think, to it. So I turn this bit all the way up, this bit knob, and we'll go back on the Crush and see what happens when we turn that up. So it's almost like clean with a distorted filter under it. But it silences out nicely. Like I don't have any noise gate on here. Just a weird sounding thing. I love it. It's so cool. I'm gonna go to the middle. Let's see what they say normal sounds like. What's a normal bit crush? Okay, a little bit more noise and static there. Okay. Not the tastiest sound. Let's turn this guy all the way up. And the bit rate all the way up. Okay, not my favorite, but I think you could probably find a way to use that. I have heard this used as a vocal filter as well, and it's really cool. So if you can get a microphone to go through the 1/4-inch jack, XLR to 1/4-inch or 1/4 to 1/4, you could do some really cool vocal effects with this as well. I've gone up now to the radio setting. We're going to dial the bits all the way back. We're going to keep the Crush all the way down. We're going to keep the mix at that 1-ish, 2-ish position, and see what this sounds like in the radio. That is actually a really great sound. I'm gonna go up to the neck pickup just to see. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. That is a genuine lo-fi sound. I think if you put a little bit of ambience on the backside of that, a little bit of reverb, and maybe some modulation. That's a really cool sound. Let's crush that a little bit more. Oh, that's cool. What do you think of that? I think that's awesome. Very cool lo-fi funky sound. And remember, this bit control is all the way down. So I'm going to turn the Crush to 2 o'clock with the bit all the way down. Oh, okay. All right, that's where things start to get weird. So you have to really want that sound. It's pretty wild. And we haven't even, sorry, bumping that thing around. We haven't even turned this up. We're going to go up to noon. Let's go to noon on all 3 knobs here. See what happens. Turn the guitar up. Nice. Mix the effect back a little. Okay, so you get kind of an interesting, like really deconstructed 8-bit tone. It sounds super cool on some of these settings though. Like, I think probably my favorite so far was the first one we tried, where basically everything was turned all the way down. We just had a really lo-fi kind of waver. If I crush that a little bit more. Right, but if we crank up the bit rate, it's almost like it's doing some clipping. It's like it's been recorded clean, but the speaker's broken. That's what it reminds me of. So if we make it all pedal mix, again, very, very cool effect. We've gone all the way down with the... really cool kind of, I'm going to say radio filter, even though it's on the gramophone setting. It's just a really cool effect. I love this pedal. Yeah, that one and the radio setting. Volume up a bit. Nice. Okay, so there you have the Sonicake Wave Crush. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think this is a very, very cool pedal, and if you are doing any kind of funky retro sound, or you're looking for something to just give your music a little bit of a push in a weird direction, or just to get a little bit more creative, grab this pedal. It's super affordable. Sonicake makes these kind of mini pedals. This one I think is listing somewhere close to $75 on Amazon. I'm not sure what it is on their website, but the link for all of these, my affiliate links for all of these, will be down in the description. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you go check it out. And like I said, I'm going to try it in a few more mixes later on. But in the meantime, like I said, if you enjoyed this, make sure that you like this video and subscribe, and do consider becoming a member. Launching in the new year, my membership is going to include some actual lesson material. So we're going to start with understanding the electric guitar for, especially for beginners, and talking about what goes into an electric guitar, what it's for, what all these knobs and switches do, and then we'll get into talking about amplifiers and how those work, and all these kind of different pedals. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun producing and answering questions as well. But do consider becoming a member of the channel, because it helps me get my hands on more of these effects, so I can push out more of this content and give you guys something worthwhile to think about. So until next time, I'm signing off, but make sure that you check this pedal out, and you guys have yourselves a fantastic day.